Mahmoud Ismail, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
How are ya?
Yeah, good, bro. Good.
been a
I'm
while.
excited to do this. I haven't done a podcast in a hot minute, bro.
You had your own podcast for a little while there,
I
didn't
did,
you?
yeah, I did. I had my podcast, the Lebby podcast. Shout out the Lebby. I had it for about 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, bro. And
It is.
I respect you because, you know, I see, it reminds me now, looking at all this, it reminds me of when me and my brother were doing it and all the things that go behind the scenes and, you know, what happens in the podcast and organizing guests. And people don't see that, bro. It's a lot of work.
It is. It's a lot more work than people make it out to be. You know, people
Yeah.
think, just come in and just press record and just talk bullshit for an hour, and
Yeah,
but it's what happens prior and afterwards that's where the work really is. This is the fun part.
Yeah, literally.
So this is the part I enjoy. This is the part I'm passionate about, right?
100%. It's like when I film myself eating and stuff, people are like, oh, you know, all you do is eat and talk shit. But I'm like, this is the fun part. Like me sitting there eating and talking and filming. Filming's the best.
Yeah.
It's the editing that happens after and the organizing and, obviously prepping and stuff. I think there's not a lot of prepping in the podcast. It's all off the cuff and stuff. But yeah, man, scripting and all that. That's the hard part.
It's all the
content.
work afterwards. You know, I think that's where it gets really tedious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far enjoying it, man. Thanks for coming on. And I think I met you, say, close to 2 years ago now at my cousin's
one of the
launch,
collabs.
Sneaker Hut. Yeah, one of the collabs.
Yeah. No, it's good.
But yeah, you've done a lot more in these 2 years than you had up to then, right? So
it's been a long journey, bro. And honestly, like when I look back at it, it almost feels like a blur sometimes, but sometimes it also like, I'm like, where, like, how did this happen? Like you always, what do they call it? There's like imposter syndrome. Have you heard of that?
Oh man, funny you say that. I was suffering from that a little bit myself about a year ago. You know.
Yeah. It's weird because you're like why, like not why me, but like how did I end up in this position?
Yeah.
It's weird, like to think about.
You look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and think, where did this all come from? Like,
Yeah.
am I that guy? Am I really that guy?
Yeah,
Like, I don't remember being that guy. And
Nah, it's weird. It's like you feel like everyone's playing a prank on you.
Yeah.
You feel like someone's gonna come out and say, "Nah, this was all
Surprise!
a prank." Yeah. This isn't what's happening. But yeah, like alhamdulillah, obviously with everything, everything that happens for a reason.
Yeah, look, I really wanted to get you on because I feel like you have a really good story to tell. You obviously, your background wasn't content creation.
No.
Based on the conversations we've had in the past.
Yeah.
You come from a completely different background.
Yeah.
And almost kind of fell into this and then
honestly,
skyrocketed from there.
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly, so up until the age of 23, I was like the most average kid in every sense. Like I wasn't the smartest, I wasn't the strongest, I wasn't the most athletic, wasn't the funniest even, but I was just like, my life was headed. I went to uni, I obviously got a job working full time as an engineer, and like the way my life was headed was just as average as it gets. COVID hit.
I mean, I wouldn't say an engineer is average, right?
Yeah, but not average, but just
like
what's the word?
General.
Yeah. Like, just as,
go
like
to uni, get a good job,
get married,
have kids,
whatever. That's
go
just
on
a
one
normal
holiday
life.
a year.
Yeah, which there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
People love that. Like there's obviously a blessing in that, which is like, your life is like you can control a lot of things in your life. But that's the way I was headed up until, obviously I started content and then it just went a whole different direction.
So let's talk about that a little bit. For the people that don't know you, tell us a little bit about your background. You obviously, like you said, you went to uni and you were an engineer prior to content. But what about young Mahmoud? What was life like growing up for you in Sydney?
Yeah, so for me, it was like, obviously my family, like we weren't well off, but we also weren't poor. Like we were just middle class, like as average middle class. And obviously I had very supportive parents. Like my parents but they were very big on academics. So my parents were always, especially my mum, obviously she's from overseas. She was big on like, finish school, get a degree, get a full-time job, and just very constantly big on exams, studying.
Like most Arab parents
Just like most Arab parents, pretty much. Like it was all about studying.
We left war-torn Lebanon to come to Australia to give you guys a better life.
Yeah.
So you have to have an education.
100%. And like your parents always want you to do better than them. And that's in their mind, like obviously my mum's a school teacher and my dad's an electrician, but like they obviously looked at studying and uni as like the ultimate success. So like if you become, obviously there's the three, there's the doctor, the engineer, or a disappointment. So, I had to either be a doctor or an engineer, you know what I mean? So it was one of those two.
There's no in between, right?
And my uncle's an engineer.
Right.
So they looked at my uncle, who's my dad's brother, And obviously he's a good job. He has a very high position in an engineering company. And obviously they looked at him and said, okay, this is the example. This is your idol that you have to look at, and this is who you're going to turn out like. And I agreed with that, because I was like, I didn't know anything better. No one in my family was business. Like, no one in my family owns a business, has been a business owner, entrepreneur. Social media was obviously unheard of.
Extended family as well, you mean? Or?
Extended family. Like, my whole family, there was no one that was in the business world, entrepreneurial, anything like that. They were all working class, go to work full-time, go to uni, things like that, And my uncle was pretty much the only one that actually went to uni, finished uni, and got a full-time job in a good position. So obviously we all looked at that and we're like, this is the way out. Like, this is the
blueprint.
path. That's the blueprint, exactly. Yeah. So based on that, I obviously studied, finished school, chose my degree, which was mechanical engineering. And that's only because I was good at maths and physics, and I was good at those subjects. So I thought, obviously, I'll follow my uncle's footsteps and become an engineer. And when I got into uni, the first semester of my uni, I hated it, man. Like, I did not like, obviously, the weirdness of some of the people there, the fact that, obviously you had to study, and like, I thought I was done with studying when I finished school, and I was like, oh, it's going to be all on the job experience. I didn't like it at all, bro. And the one thing that I was like, I saw all my mates, like a lot of my mates were already working, making money in their own ways, being tradies, doing different jobs, and they were like buying cars, and I'm sitting here, bro, I got a Nissan Pulsar, and I'm like,
that's the part of uni that no one really tells you about, man.
Yeah,
I was like that too.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you look at other people, you're like, all these people are already making money. I'm struggling to make ends meet.
I was the same. Like, I went to uni first.
Yeah.
Before I got into hair.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Dad was like, you're not doing hair. I didn't leave Lebanon for you to be a hairdresser.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went to uni first, and it was the same sort of thing. I went to uni, but all the cousins I grew up with at the time, I've got about 5 or 6 cousins that are my age. Yeah. They all went into like trades and business and everything. Yeah. And I'm like 3 years into uni, broke, wondering how I'm gonna and they're buying cars and they're moving forward. I'm thinking, shit, did I make the right decision?
100%. Like, that's how I looked at it. Like, it was because mainly then it was like they were buying cars, they were like wearing the flashy clothes, and you're sitting there studying at uni, and you're like, fuck, like $50, you're trying to make it last the whole week. Yeah. And that's how I was. Like, I was paying for petrol, and then I'm like, fuck, I have no money. How do these guys paying tens of thousands of dollars on cars, and they're still like 20, 21? And I'm sitting here, I can't even afford to buy a Subway. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it was tough. And then I spoke to my parents about that, and they're like, you know what? Okay, on your uni break, we're going to get you a job and go see how it is, and we'll let you like leave uni if you obviously enjoy it. What did they put me? They put me in form work.
Oh, the worst trade.
The
worst trade you can do. I shout out to all the boys that are in form work, man. You guys are built different.
Bro, honestly, I respect you guys, because that is one of the hardest things that I've done in my life.
I know firsthand.
You know firsthand,
I did it back when I was young. I did it like during in between work breaks,
How tough is it?
Man, 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. I didn't even
last that long.
I'm out.
When I was working, because it was the uni holidays, it was summer. It was like peak summer. And my first day was like 36 degrees by 7 a.m. Yeah. So it was hot, bro. Rocked up. I obviously rocked up to the job site, and this guy is telling me like, come, he was telling me to dig with like a hammer or some shit. I don't know if he was taking the piss out of me, but it was some like, some import guy that was just telling me like, and this and that. And I called my mum at 7:30 and I said, I want to go home.
Wow.
Half an hour into the job.
There you go.
Okay, I want to go home. She's like, no, what do you mean you're going to go home?
I'd rather be at uni.
She called my dad. My dad called me straight away. He goes, you're going to finish that day. You're not going home. You finish the day and then we'll talk. And bro, I halfway through the day, I'm like dying, sweating and stuff. And I see this like engineer rock up on site. The guy's like fresh,
in his nice
vest,
clean work boots.
He rocks up in his Mercedes and he like comes out with his clipboard. I'll get these 2 form workers there, and he just refers to me as like a form worker. Get these 2 form workers there, and I looked at him and I'm like, fuck, I want that job, man. I don't want this job. I want that job. Yeah. So yeah, I obviously that was a big turning point for me in the uni. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go back and finish
like
this.
a light bulb moment, huh?
Yeah, literally. I was like, bro, I'm not doing it, because I figured, like, I looked at some of these guys that were with me, they were old. And, like, I looked at them that had back problems and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to end up like that and stay like that, obviously, because I can't, I'm not I don't do physical labor.
I'm not built for it.
I'm not built for it. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with admitting that either.
No, exactly. And there's nothing wrong in doing it. Like some people like obviously enjoy it and that's their passion and their obviously what they enjoy. But I didn't have it. So I was like, yeah, I'll go back to uni and then obviously finished uni because I was like, yeah, I'm not going back to that. And then when I got the job, I became the engineer. I didn't enjoy that either.
So when you finished uni, did you go into work with your uncle at the time?
So I went into the same company as him. Yeah. Obviously, he helped me out. Shout out to him for obviously helping me out with my first job. I got into that, and what I didn't enjoy about it is I didn't feel like I was making an impact. It was like, obviously, all these people were telling me like, no, you're working on a project. Obviously, this project is going to help people. At the time, we're working on a tunnel, and it's like, oh, you're going to help people and stuff. But I'm like, man, I'm like what do they say? Like a needle in a haystack.
I'm like a speck.
Yeah, I'm like a speck. Like I don't see the impact. I'm doing spreadsheets. I'm doing this. I don't see the impact. And everyone's like, well, this is life. What are you gonna do? Like you're just gonna not work?
You felt like you needed more.
Yeah. I wasn't happy. Like I was like sitting there and I was like, I don't know. Like is this all there is?
Because it goes beyond like making money, right?
That's right.
It goes beyond like this is how much you can earn as an engineer.
100%.
You have to kind of feel some fulfillment, like you're impacting other people, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And that for me was like the biggest thing. Like I was making money, and then I started making the money that I was getting jealous of my friends that were making when I was in uni. But now I wasn't fulfilled. So I'm like, all right, now I have the money, but I don't have the time anymore. I was working, bro. I was getting up at 5, 6 a.m., getting on site by 7, and not finishing till 6 p.m. Getting home at like 6:37, and it was like, by the time you get home, you're buggered. You don't want to do anything, and you repeat that Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturdays, and you don't have time for yourself. And I looked at that, and I was like, I did a year, 2 years, and I was like, man, like I'm not. I don't know. I don't see how I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Were you always a creative type of kid, or
not really, man? Like I wasn't. I never made videos prior to social media. Look, I did. I was.
You gotta be a little artistic, I feel, to kind of or creative to get into like engineering or architecture or something along those lines. There has to be something there.
But like creative in what sense? Are you like in terms of ideas or in terms of like?
Yeah, in terms of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of yes and no. I was like kind of a think outside the box sort of kid, but I wasn't a genius. I wasn't like I don't know how to say it. Like I wasn't like always looking at things and how to fix things and stuff like that. Like I was just whatever, going with the flow. So when I discovered social media, it was like the feeling that I got when I posted my first video, and like obviously it went viral, and I was thinking like, man, like this is easy. Like
so that video that first video you posted, that first piece of content that you made, was it purposeful? Like were you out there saying I'm gonna make videos and post to see what happens? It
was all by accident.
Kind of just happened.
It just
so happened. you were still in engineering.
I was still in engineering. So when it happened was around COVID time. Okay. So when COVID hit, obviously we had a lot of time to be at home, and we were away from work, and I feel like there was a lot of people during that time. It was, as they say, like a blessing in disguise. Because it gave you more time with your family, gave you more time to discover yourself and interests and hobbies and all that. And for me, that's what it was. Like it gave me more time to discover what my purpose was and what I enjoyed and things like that. And so when that first video happened, it was like, I didn't plan for it. I didn't sit there and go, okay, now I'm going to become a content creator. Now I'm going to put videos. It kind of just happened. And when it happened, I was like, oh, okay. And then I decided to just continue on and pursue it. So yeah, it was crazy the way it happened.
Tell me about that first video.
Yeah,
talk to me about that first video. What was that first video? What was the context?
Honestly, there was no prep for it. So my mum had gone to Lebanon, and she came back and she had brought me like trackies, right? And the trackies in Lebanon, they're a bit different. They're like, some of them are a bit tighter, like they fit tighter on you, so they're not your size. So when she got me the trackies, it was like, it wasn't my size, and I tried it, and they were very tight, the pants. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show my dad. And my dad obviously was like, what the fuck? You know, you're wearing your sister's tracksuit? And then I actually recorded that.
Yeah.
So my brother recorded that. And I didn't know he was recorded
like your dad's reaction?
The whole interaction.
Yeah, okay.
And it happened, and he recorded it. And then he threw the shahito at me,
Okay.
and I ran off.
Okay.
And then I go, oh. And then I watched it back. I'm like, oh, that's a funny video. And at the time, people were starting to post TikToks. So I'm like, oh, just, you know what? I'll post it on TikTok. Fuck it. Let's just post it for fun. I posted it, and overnight it got 300,000 views.
Really?
Yeah.
So your first video just went viral?
First video, just off the bat, just went viral. And I was like, bro, fuck, what? Like, and I stayed up, like, I couldn't sleep, bro. I was like all night just looking at the comments and looking at everyone just sharing it around. And I think at the time it made Lebo memes and all these like meme pages at the time that were big. And I thought, that's it, you know, like, I made it. And then the next 15 videos after that flopped.
So was there like a light bulb moment when you made that video and you got the reaction from the community?
It was.
Was it like, shit, I got to do this?
It wasn't like, oh, okay, that's it now. Like, that's it. I'm going to quit engineering, become a full-time content creator. It was like, okay, well, this isn't too hard. Like, wow, this is fun. And I didn't even think you could make money from it. Like, I was just like, I looked at it more back then as like, have I just discovered like a hobby? Like, I didn't look at it as like, oh, okay, now that's it. This is my future. I looked at it as like, okay, have I now discovered a hobby?
This is cool. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, this is cool. Let's see where this goes. So then I actually started planning the videos, and I had no niche. I was like, oh, recording myself, doing trends, doing things like that. And as like the next 15, probably even more videos didn't do well.
When you say didn't do well, like what sort of numbers are we talking?
Oh, bro, barely a couple hundred views. Like,
wow.
They were just very bad.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck, like, I don't know. I was like, I didn't take it too seriously because I had a job and I was like, whatever. So I was like,
at the time you weren't doing it as a full-time thing.
No,
this
I was
wasn't
like,
the career path you were after.
Yeah.
This was just fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, whatever. Like, it's just, it's for fun. And then I remembered like Superwog.
Yeah. Theo, the OG.
Theo, the OG. And I was like watching a Superwog video one day and I was like, oh, you know, like that's pretty funny, but no one sort of does like the Lebo Aussie stereotypes anymore.
Yeah.
And like those sort of videos.
Yeah,
and I go, you know what, I'll post one. And me and my brother did a video where it was like, I'm trying to remember the context of it. It was like when Aussies or Lebos see their mates driving, and like, so Aussies will be like, hey, how you going, mate? And they'll drive off. But Lebos, like, they'll stop the whole traffic and like go down, talk to their mate from the car. And I did that video. And that one got like 50,000 views. Yeah. And I was like, all right, that did
I'm onto something.
Yeah. So then I realized I sort of cracked social media where I was like, okay, you just got to do something and then like sort of do the same thing but different. Yeah. So then I played on that Aussies and Lebos.
You got to find your niche at the start. Yeah.
Which was the next niche, which was the Aussies Lebos. And I did that for like 6 months, maybe even a year. And then that sort of just kept going bigger and bigger and bigger.
The Voice of Sydney, the title. Yeah. The Voice of Sydney. So because when I first discovered you, it was when you started making videos about potholes.
Potholes, yeah.
Right. That was the first time I kind of saw you on social media. But at that point, you were already calling yourself the Voice of Sydney.
No, I wasn't. I think the Voice of Sydney came from the potholes.
From the potholes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it came from the potholes. So that, I think the potholes is when I really skyrocketed.
So what was it about potholes? So I want to know what your thought process was behind the day. There's a pothole. Let's make a video about this pothole.
Honestly, bro,
because that's where it started to blow up.
That's where it started. Like that's when it actually officially.
People used to say to me, do you know Mahmoud Ismail? And I used to be like, no, I don't think I've heard of him. Oh, the pothole guy.
The pothole guy. That's it.
Right.
Because I started being known for something.
Yes.
Before that, when I was doing the Lebos and Aussie skit, it was like I was a character.
Yeah.
I was like Moe. Like people would even think my name's Moe because I wear a Gucci hat.
You weren't yourself.
I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I was stuffing up there because people were liking my videos, not for me, for the character. So the hard part was to shift that to, I want people to like me for me. So no matter what I'm saying, no matter what I'm talking about, I want people to watch my videos.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, because then I started experimenting a bit while I was doing the Lebos and Aussies and doing videos with myself just talking and no one gave a shit. So I was like, oh, we just want to see Moe. So it's like, oh, fuck, like how am I going to like just, you know, I want people to love me.
You didn't want to fall into the trap of being a character.
No.
Right.
Because I didn't want to be like an actor. I wanted to be like, you know, obviously, I didn't even know what I wanted to do back then. I was just like, I want to do something with this social media because it was so fun making videos. I was like, man, if I can do this, like it's so fun. Like I want to do this all the time. So then the potholes was the first thing that blew me up that wasn't my character.
Yeah.
That was like me, actually me, like
being you.
Being me. Yeah, exactly. So how that came about was like me and Moses, my brother, were driving to Bass Hill Plaza to get something for my mum. And then I went over this pothole and I honestly felt like my car like
Like the wheel cracked or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
like the wheel cracked. Like I felt like my car was fucked, like it was gone.
Yeah.
And then I came out and I saw that pothole and I'm like, bro, that is a massive pothole. And then my brother's like, yeah, like that's been there for ages. And I'm like, why aren't they doing anything about it? And he's like, I don't know, like you're gonna talk to you, you're gonna go talk to him. And I'm like, nah, like how about if I make a video about it? And when I said that, my brother was like, what are you gonna make a video about a pothole? He thought he was like dragged.
Because his thought process was like, well, who's gonna listen to that? Like,
yeah, they're like, he's like, well,
they're not gonna fix the pothole because of a video.
Yeah, he's like, well, what are you like? You're just gonna complain about it? Like, what's the thing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'll just go grab my mic and I'll just obviously just complain about it. And he's like, all right. He went along with it. I went home, grabbed my mic, came back to that same pothole, and I just told my brother to record. No script, nothing. I'm just like, these potholes are fucked. You know, we pay tax, this, and they can't even fix a pothole. And I went on for like a minute, 2 minutes, just ranting about the government and like, oh, you know, I don't know, was it Scott Morrison? I don't know who was.
ScoMo was in
ScoMo,
power
maybe
then,
ScoMo.
I think.
I'm like, yeah, what's he
ScoMo
doing?
from marketing.
He's running away to Hawaii and all this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's doing all this and he's not fixing a pothole. And I edited it and I posted it. And bro, instantly, people just commenting. Yeah, I hate that pothole. Bro, you're doing, you're...
So you were essentially just voicing what people were thinking.
But no one voiced it.
no one was saying it.
No one was saying it.
Yeah.
Because no one likes potholes.
Obviously
But
not.
no one spoke about it. Like, it was like one of them things that was just like, you see it and you just complain about it to yourself. You're like, oh, fucking pothole. But you never see anyone complain about it publicly.
Yeah.
So I was like probably one of the first people to complain about it on social media publicly. And that's why it blew up, because then all these people started commenting, bro, there's a pothole in fucking
This
Wollongong.
area and that
You know,
area.
that area, this area, that area. And it was like, bro, thousands of comments, just all different potholes.
So what was the decision that you made after that? I'm going to go around and try to find as many potholes as I can.
Because then what happened was, I think not even 2 days later, there was that much backlash towards Bass Hill Plaza and them themselves that they fixed that pothole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what
So they actually fixed the pothole.
Yeah, and that's why I called myself the voice of Sydney, because they fixed it. So they fixed it, and then my brother's like, because he saw it, my brother saw it before me, and he's like, why don't you come back and make a video and say that they fixed it?
Because of me.
Because of me, yeah. I went back, I'm like, you know what, look, they fixed it.
I'm the voice of Sydney.
And that's when I said it for the first time.
Right,
I go,
okay.
I'm the voice of Sydney. I'm a voice for the people.
Yeah.
And then everyone started saying it. Yeah, voice of Sydney, voice of Sydney. It's like, fuck. Like,
now I've got to get around and find as many potholes as I can to get fixed.
Literally.
Because I tagged you once, I think, in a pothole out in Cogra. There was a crater, I think, is the size of a crater in a car park in Cogra.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's when I had just discovered you.
Yeah.
And I think I had just met you at that point, and I was like, man, I gotta show this. Maybe they'll fix this if I post it.
Yeah. No, then I did the ones in George's Hall. I did one in there was in Chester Hill where the Good Bar is. Yep. There's like there was a street there that was fucked. Like the road was really bad. So I fixed that one as well, and they like that one was really bad. And then he got media attention. So then the news got me on Channel 9, Channel 7 Sunrise. And
they reached out to you?
Yeah, they reached out to me.
Yep.
But the thing with these news channels, bro, is they're weird about like reaching out. They'll reach out to you like the night before and they'll tell you, can you come on tomorrow at 6 a.m?
Okay.
I'm like, fuck, like this is so last minute.
Yeah.
So
was there any part of you that questioned going on, or was it an immediate like, you know what, I got to do this. I got to keep this going.
Look, I looked at it as like I got to go on. I was like, well, this is a big opportunity. It's it's national coverage, and I was like, I have to go on. Like it's a big step. And obviously I was very nervous the first time I went on, and I was a bit starstruck. But then like after that I was like, well, it exploded like even bigger.
Yeah.
And I was like, because you'd be surprised, like when you go on the news, I thought no one watches the news.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
And I was like, all these people are like, commenting and just saw you on the news,
Yeah.
So I didn't know all these people watch like the morning show and Sunrise and all that.
Show. So what happened after that? Like, was it an instant kind of idea, like I gotta focus on making content, or was it like, this is still fun, I'll do this while I'm working?
So when it started, when
did it start to snowball?
When it started snowballing was after the potholes, and when I started going to work and everyone at work was watching my videos. Because I was like, okay, well this is big, and all my family knew about it, and it wasn't like before that it was taken as a joke.
Yep.
So everyone, even my own family, like not my immediate family, but I heard like friends of mine, family of mine, they were all laughing at me because it was like, this guy's doing social media.
What's he doing?
What's he doing with his life? You know, he's an
Yeah.
engineer, he's doing social media. And what's funny is those people that were laughing are some of the people now that want me to promote their business. So it's just
Really?
how life works, man.
It's crazy how things just come full circle.
Things, come full circle. But yeah, that's when people started taking it more seriously. I find when I did obviously do the potholes and make the news, and people were seeing me on Channel 9 and Channel 7, and they were like, okay, well this is serious now. And even my parents were like, oh well, like it's, when they saw the first person like recognize me in public, that's when I think they started taking it seriously as well. Because before that, they didn't know that.
Well, I think a lot of our parents, like my parents too, like my dad has got TikTok, as an old school Arab dad that doesn't use it to post or anything, but he'll scroll every now and then and he'll see videos and he'll think like, oh, like, what are you making these videos for? Like, what's the use of this? Like, are you making money out of it? That's
exactly.
the immediate, like,
It's always like, why aren't you making money out of it? But they never look at it as sort of the bigger picture, because obviously
they see it as a waste of time.
That's it, because they never done it.
Yeah.
And they don't look at it as like, okay, well, this could lead to something. To them, it's just like making videos and posting yourself on the internet. And I think with my parents, that's what it was. It was always like, well, he's posting videos. It's a hobby for him.
Yep.
They never looked at it as like, oh, you can make money from it. Because as I said earlier, no one in my family has ever done social media or anything business related or anything like that. So they were looking at me like, okay, but like focus on work as well.
Make sure this doesn't consume you.
Yeah. And it did consume me. Like it took over my life, bro.
So at what point did you make that decision that this is what I'm doing full time? And what was that conversation like with your parents?
The thing is, I started doing brand deals. So when I started doing brand deals and restaurants started hitting me up and doing these collabs and obviously getting paid for making for making content, that's when I looked at it as like, okay, I can make money off this. But I was always like, okay, well, this is just a phase. But that phase lasted. So I kept getting brand deals.
So what was that like though? So the first time, who was the first person to reach out to you, and what was the reaction like? Because at this point you're making funny videos.
Yeah.
You're going out there, you're looking for potholes, you're looking for things that need to be fixed, and you've been on the morning show and you're seen as this comedian. Yeah. Right? So who was the first person to reach out, and what was the thought process behind that? Like in your mind, like, oh, they want me to promote their business. Like, tell me about that.
So there was a restaurant, and they were called Tonya's Barbecue. I don't know if they're still around, but they were a different concept. So what they did was they were like a Korean barbecue, but Lebanese style.
Okay.
So you do like your own barbecue, but Lebo style.
Yep.
So they reached out to me and they said, oh, we're opening this new restaurant. We want you to come through and with your microphone and just give us, promote our food. And they're like, oh, well, how much do you charge? And I was like, I didn't know like how much to charge. Yeah. I was like, oh, well, like I think I charged them a couple hundred at the time. And I didn't know like obviously how it all worked and stuff like that. And then I went and done the video, and no one was doing the way that style back then. Like there was not many foodies, and there was not many people that were like promoting businesses on social media the way that I did it. So I was like, you know what? I'll take my microphone, I'll do a walkthrough, I'll interview the owners, and I'll try the food. And I went and done it, and I had no style, no structure to it or anything. I just filmed, edited it, and then I posted it, and the feedback was crazy. Like from the first night people were just commenting, tagging their mates. Oh, we should go here, sharing it and stuff. And
did it give them a
boost? For the next, I think 2 to 3 months, they were booked out every night, like almost. They were just like, and they would message me like, bro, this is crazy. Like the amount of people that came because of you, and obviously you changed their life and you helped us, and obviously because they were a new business, they needed that. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, like this is great. Like, now I can sort of delve into, now I have sort of like a niche where I can make money and help other people.
It's not just about me.
That's right. And a lot of people look at it and they're like, and I still get comments to this day like, oh, why do you charge businesses? Why are you charging small businesses?
I was going to say, like, some people might look at it from that perspective, like, oh, he's doing it for the money.
Yeah.
He's not doing it because he actually cares about it. Whoever pays him the most, he's going to go out there, he's going to say their food's great no matter how good it is. But that's not the case.
No, it's not the case, because what it is it's like, I still care about the video doing well. Like, and if I didn't, there would be people out there trying to bring me down and talking about their experience. And I guarantee you, if you go to every business owner that I've worked with, food business owners and stuff like that, no one will have a bad experience with me. Like in terms of like what I've provided them and what I did for them and how much effort I put into the video. Because I don't look at it as like, okay, give me your money and all right, bang, bang, bang. Like I'll just take everyone. Because I'll go accept the 200 acai shops that are emailing me every day. I'll go accept them. But there's no substance to that. Like, so I look at it as like, I want this video to do well for my page and for them as well.
So you have to be a bit more selective as to who
100%. Because I look at it as like,
you're not just a mouth for hire.
No, that's it. I'm not like a walking advertisement. So what it is like I'll accept the business if I see that there's a strong family business, that it's a family run business. It's got good potential. It's obviously the food. It doesn't have a bad stigma about it. Obviously there's a good story behind it. So I look at those things and I'm like, I'm not just going to go out there and accept every email and collab and obviously as Muslims, we have things that we have to avoid, like haram things and things that are not halal and things like that. So there's parts, I have to be very selective with what I do. So people that say, oh, you're just doing it for the money. If I was just doing it for the money, I'd accept everything that comes my way. Halal, haram, whatever, the food's not nice, I'll accept everything. But I do it because I genuinely enjoy making the content and I want to help the business.
So after that first business, after that first review that you gave, was it then that you decided that I can move into this?
Yeah.
Did you start advertising that or did businesses start reaching out to you?
Businesses started reaching out. I've never sort of reached, and it's funny to say this because I've never actually reached out to a business. They all have reached out to me because of all the word of mouth that's gone around. Maybe I think it's funny because I think a lot of the business owners in Sydney talk to each other.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they all know each other somehow.
It's like my industry, we all kind of know each other.
That's right. Yeah. So in the food industry, I think it's the same. They all know each other. They talk to each other because it's a lot of it is word of mouth. Like this business owner will tell me like, oh, you did a collab with this person and they told me that it was great, so I reached out to you. So I was like, all right, like that's sort of a good thing because it's like they put in a good word for me. So after that Tony's barbecue video, the following videos were all people that probably either spoke to them and saw the turnout or saw how well the video done and reached out to me and said, okay, well, you've never done a steak place. Come do my steak. Or you've never done an ice cream shop. Come do my ice cream shop. And then it worked from then on. And
what I've always liked about your videos is they're more than just the food review.
Yep.
What I noticed early on is you'd go in, you'd interview the owner, you'd show the kitchen, you'd talk to the chef, you'd talk to the staff. Yeah. You'd go out on the street and start speaking to customers as well. It was more than just, hey, this is what I think of the food. Yeah. Let's see what other people think of the food.
100%. And that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be more about the vibe. And I just didn't want it to be like a boring, just sit there food review. You know what I mean? Like I wanted it to separate me from all the other foodies.
Yeah, because like a food review is subjective at the end of the day. What you find tasty, I might not find tasty.
100%.
So it has to go beyond that.
And that's the thing though. And I'm glad you said that because there's things that people look at and they're like, well, I went to a food that you reviewed and I didn't like it. And I'm like, a lot of it is subjective, bro. Food is probably the most subjective thing.
100%.
Even within my own family, like we'll go out to a restaurant, me and my own family. My mum will love it. My dad will be like, oh, that's not that good. And I'll be like, it was okay. Like within the own family. It
happens everywhere. Like I go out with the boys sometimes for dinner, that was great. Really? I don't know. It was a bit dry.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's the thing. Like I'm going off what I experienced, and that's what people need to understand. Like I don't have the same taste buds as everyone out there.
And that's kind of where the misconception of you're just doing this for the money
comes
into play.
That's
just because I don't like what you like, that doesn't necessarily mean you're doing it because of the money.
That's right.
Has there ever been a time where you've gone out and you've done the review or you're going through the review and you realize it's not the best product? Like maybe I shouldn't be promoting this place. Has that ever happened or?
Not really, no, because the places that I've done, I've sort of had a taste testing before I actually start recording. Okay. So I'll actually go there and like they'll give me some of the products and they'll say, oh, you can taste it, and I'll taste it, and I've liked it. There has been a time where there was a food review that I'd done, and one of the things that I reviewed was actually it was burnt. It was overcooked. So I actually told the owner about this, and he obviously said, oh, this doesn't happen all the time. It was just the grill was a bit too hot, and we stuffed it up. But I said, I'm still not going to actually show that, because if I show that, I didn't like it. I'm not going to lie to people, you know what I mean?
You don't want to lie about that.
No.
Because
So I removed it from the food review, and I reviewed everything else, and I told him about it. So I'll give him like subjective criticism. So in that instance, yeah, it was obviously I didn't include it in the content, but a lot of the time I've had great experiences with the food that I've tried.
So now you're doing full-blown food reviews. You know, your social media is popping off.
Yeah.
And you're starting to make money from this.
Yeah.
What was the conversation like with your dad when
So-
you said, I'm leaving engineering?
Oh, it was.
I'm doing full-time social media. Because I come from an Arab background myself, obviously. So I can only imagine what that conversation would have been like. So.
Oh, bro, it was a whole conversation. So what it was is to get to that point. I think the last two. I told you this before we even started recording. The last probably month or two that I was at my job, I was basically not there. Like physically I was, but mentally I wasn't.
You were checked out.
I was checked out, but the last 2 months I knew I was going to leave. But I was just like stalling and like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this?
In limbo.
I was like caught in between. I'm like, man, like if I quit, like the thing that I was worried about was imagine I quit my job and then a week down, like after I've quit my job, people just stop hitting me up.
Yeah.
Like just out of nowhere. Yeah. Like I don't get any more collabs anymore. I get cancelled. My whole social media goes down. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, even if that happens, I can just go back to engineering.
You got your degree to fall back.
Like I got my degree, so I can just go back to engineering. So I'm like, even that worst case scenario, there's a solution for it. So I'm like, what am I scared of? Like, what am I afraid of to take that leap?
Yep.
And I saw this video on my social media. It was like, when you're afraid to jump, that's when you jump. And I was like, yeah. And I was like,
that resonates with me.
That resonates with me a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that was like the sort of the light bulb moment that you say. And I was like, I got to do it, man. That's it. Because I'm scared, I got to do it.
Yeah.
And I went and had a chat, obviously, with my parents.
How did that go down?
It was mixed. It was like, it wasn't like full blown. My mum obviously at the start was very like, what are you doing? Like, are you serious? Like, you're gonna quit engineering to film videos? Like, what are you?
What's
like,
wrong with you?
You know, we paid all this money. We put you in tutoring. We raised you. And my mum was very upset. She was very upset because she didn't see it. She was like, what are you gonna like? And obviously with Arab people, like Arab
Plus
parents.
there's like it's not just, I feel like with the Arab parents, it's more than just, hey, like we raised you and we paid all this money. You know, it's they worry about what the community is going to say as well.
That's exactly right.
I think that's the main driver.
100%.
Then it's, you know, the
100%.
other full price. But I think a lot of the times the main driver is with our old school parents is, what's the community going to think?
100%. And that's what my mum was saying. Like, what's your cousins going to think? What's your uncles and aunties going to think? What's everyone around us going to think that now you quit engineering to just film TikToks? Like, and I kept telling her, like, it's not just going to be TikToks. Like, don't just say it's filming TikToks. Like, I have a vision.
You're
for
probably
this.
fuming at this point.
Yeah,
you know?
like,
it's just, I'm not a TikToker.
Yeah, like I'm not a TikToker. Like there's a vision that I see, and like they didn't see it, and I'm sure you went through the same thing. Like there's a vision that you see that no one else sees.
Yeah.
And you see it, and you're like, well, this is what's going to happen. And my dad was more understanding. Why? Because my dad obviously was born here. And
your dad was born here?
My dad was born here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that changes things a little bit.
It does. Yeah. It does. Yeah. 100%. Now he was born here, and although he was agreeing with my mum a bit, I know my dad deep down knew and saw the potential in that. So he was the one that was like to my mum and calming her down and telling her like, relax, like what's the worst case that's going to happen? He'll go back to engineering. Like let him do his thing. Like let him go and try it.
How old were you at the time? You would have still been young.
Oh, I was like 25.
It's still
25.
That's pretty young.
25. Yeah.
Most people are starting their careers at that age.
I know. So 25, I wasn't. Yeah, like yeah, and even my mum was like, oh well, we didn't even talk about marriage. She was like, oh, marriage, and you know you're not going to get married, and like what's going to happen? You're just going to do this, and obviously it took a few days of convincing, and then my parents came to me like 2 days later, and they're like, you know what, we're trusting you. If this is what you want to do, then do it. But promise us when you actually go for this, you're going to go for it. You're not going to just, all right, I quit my job and now I'm just going to sit back and make TikToks and relax and things like that.
Like there has to be a plan.
There has to be a plan.
It can't be off the cuff.
There has to be
I'll
a
just
plan.
make videos and hope for the best.
Literally. So I had to sit there and tell them like, go through the plan and show them like, okay, I've got these emails, for example. Look at all these people hitting me up, and I've got a plan that later down the line I want to do my own thing. I want
they
to
were almost
build my own
your
brand.
managers.
Yeah, literally, 100%. And at that point, they were very supportive because they were looking at all my videos. Like my dad sits there till now. Every time I post a video, I'll always hear my voice because he's just rewatching my videos and he's just watching them, and he's like looking through the comments, and he will like look for a hater and he'll be like, Mahmoud, like look at this guy, delete his comment. What's he saying?
That must make you feel good.
Yeah, it is. It makes me feel good because they're always watching, they're always supporting and stuff. And that was the best feeling I had was when I actually quit my job. Was when I emailed the boss that I had at the time, who I didn't like, and I emailed him and I was like, "Yep, this is my resignation. I'm quitting. I'm not, you know." And then they're all the people at work were asking me like, "What are you gonna do now? Where are you gonna go? Have you found another project? Have you found another company?" And I said, "I just want to keep it to myself. I don't want to tell anyone." And I didn't, because I kind of didn't want to tell them that I'm quitting engineering altogether.
To do social media.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I just wanted to just not tell people. Like I just wanted to do it. Yeah. And then they all sort of just thought that I went to another engineering job or whatever. Little did they know I was just done with engineering. And then from that day on, it's the feeling that you get when now that's it. Like you got no fallback anymore. Yeah. You're all in.
Well, your back's against the wall. Like I kind of have to do this.
Back against the wall, and
there's no other option.
Never look back.
When you have no other option, it's crazy. Like what you can achieve when you have no other option.
Yeah. And I think that was the driving force, man. Like if I had stayed in engineering and doing this on the side and half in, half out, I wouldn't have got it to the level it's at now, because I would have always been, you know, what's the word, like complacent. Yep. That I have my engineering job and social media is just a laugh. But it's not just a laugh for me. It's what I want to do. It's my career. It's my future. So I looked at it as like, now that's it. Like I'm not complacent anymore. I don't have that, I have engineering. Now it's like, that's it.
So you're a few years in now. You've been doing this for, I'd say, 5 years? Since COVID around then? But
about 5 years,
obviously you're a lot more established now than you were back then.
Yeah.
You've had some brand deals along the way. Yep. You know, what was the biggest brand deal, or I'd say the most surprising brand that reached out to you, or like the most shocking that you never kind of, because now you probably think you think to yourself now, like, I never thought this would be happening. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So there must have been a few of those moments along the way where brands would reach out to you and you'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah, you know, 100%.
This is legit.
Yeah, legit. No, there's been like a few brands that, like, for example, JD Sports. Like, I had the pleasure of working with them recently. And, like, I would buy their clothes for ages, like, before then. Like, I'd always wear their clothes, wear their stuff. And, you know, they reached out to me and I was like, man, like, this is crazy.
It's like surreal.
Like, I've been wearing these guys' clothes and, like, now they reach out to me and they want me to work with them. And then it's also, like the some of the other collabs that I've done as well, which I don't want to mention, but like I haven't done them, like big food chains and stuff like that. But I didn't do them because obviously they weren't halal. Yeah. Okay. So I was like, I can't do that. But just the fact that they reached out was like, it's crazy. Like all these big companies, and you know, it makes you think, like you think you're just a tadpole in the ocean, but you're being seen, man, and you don't know who you're being seen by.
It's nice to get that recognition too,
100%,
right? Because
100%.
it supports the decision you made to quit and go full time. You know, when you start to get that recognition, you start to, you know, you feel good about the decisions you've made.
Yeah, that's right. And like even being on social media, the news and obviously the mainstream media and Channel 9 and Channel 7, and that in itself, it's like I never thought I'd ever see myself on TV, and it's like just seeing that, it's like. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, and it's like
you start getting phone calls. Hey, man, I saw you on
I saw you on TV, and you're like, bro, like it's insane. And you know, as I said, that imposter syndrome creeps in because you're like, how?
I think that's only natural, right? Yeah. Because you look at yourself in the mirror your whole life, and then you're one person up to a certain point. Yeah. And you get to that certain point in your life, and now you're a completely different person. You're still the same person. That's right. But the world sees you now. Yeah. Whereas before, you were just a normal guy, right?
100%. Yeah. Like I like before that, it was just, as I said, I was average in every sense, and like I still am. But it's for me, it's like I have this work ethic. Like for me, it's always consistency, work ethic, and just putting in the hours. And obviously staying consistent with my social media, with my posting, with my editing, with my personal brand and things like that. And I think when I was starting, and to be able to do engineering and do social media on the side, coming home after a long day work, filming and thinking of ideas and making content and editing and stuff, that's purely passion. Like, I don't think that relies on anything else. Like, it's not none of this talent and all this and all. It's purely passion.
Yeah.
And that's what drove me to continue to do it while I was still an engineer. It was passion. I just enjoyed it. Like, when you enjoy something, you do it.
Where do the content ideas come from now? Because you've been doing this for a while now, so you got to kind of keep the content fresh and the ideas fresh. So when you're not doing deals, brand deals, and when you're not doing reviews and the paid work, you're still posting your own content.
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
So where do the ideas come from now?
Those ones, honestly, they come to me in the weirdest ways. Like, I'll just be in the shower, I'll be driving, I'll be doing something, and it helps a lot to have someone that's always there with you. So like, my brother, like he's my cameraman, he's my manager, like he sort of helps out with things like that. And it's always better to have two minds than one, because I'll always run an idea by him and he'll run an idea by me. And it works out better because you get a second opinion. When it's on your own, it's a lot harder, because to come up with ideas and stuff, you also need a second opinion always.
And you second guess yourself.
You do.
All the time.
And there's a lot of times where I've told my brother about an idea and he's looked at me and going, nah, I don't think that's good.
So,
like, I don't think so. And I'm like, and then I thought about it and I'm like, oh yeah, what was I thinking? Like, I don't think that's a good idea. And vice versa. Like, he'll tell me about an idea and I'll tell him, nah, I think that's not that good. But when we both agree on an idea and when we both are like, well, that's a good idea, we know. Like, I'm at a point now where I've been doing social media for long enough that I know when I'm onto a good idea. Like, I know, like, you just know for a fact it's gonna do well. It's gonna get numbers and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. It's sort of just like out of the blue, random.
And do you see it now as a kind of collective effort between you and your brother?
100%. Although my brother's not on camera a lot, he is a big part of what I do, because he does a lot behind the scenes, and like the editing and camera work and even the ideas and just working on things. Like, it's like two minds is better than one always. And I noticed that with a lot of other people as well, when they have like a side like person that's with them all the time, it keeps them a lot more level-headed, and it keeps them fresh with ideas, and it keeps them on their toes as well. And vice versa, like, we give each other honest criticism, and because it's my brother, like, I can tell him off, he can tell me off without any,
no one getting
no harm,
upset.
no feelings, and that's what's good about it.
So you do YouTube as well?
Yeah.
For the boys?
For the boys.
That's with your brother and two other mates?
With my brother and James and Diarco. So James has his own channel, Maui Duwari, and Diarco has his own channel as well. But they we all came together, I think it was 2024, early 2024. Me and Moses were overseas, and we were thinking like watching like a Beta Squad video. I don't know if you know who Beta Squad is.
I don't actually.
Do you know Sidemen?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're like a group in the UK that do like videos together, where it's like challenge type videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
And me and my brother always watched them, and we were on holiday and we were thinking like, why isn't there a group like that in Australia? Like, why isn't there a group that does these style of videos that obviously, challenge videos and things like that with ethnics, like with Lebos and, like people like from Western Sydney and stuff.
Just normal guys,
like, from the area and that. And then my brother was like, yeah, that's right. And then we sort of reached out to James and Diarco because we knew them already. And they told us they were thinking the same thing.
Yep.
So we all made a group chat and we're like, fuck it, let's think of a name. There's four of us, for the boys. So we're like, you know what? Let's just start posting these videos. And although a lot of the videos on YouTube is like, I wouldn't say we copy, we get inspiration from these other groups.
Yep.
Because it's like, as you said before, like being a barber, like, and you see other people, you get ideas, people get ideas from each other, and that's how YouTube works as well. Like, no one comes up, it's hard to come up with original content a lot of the time.
Yep.
So you get someone's idea and then you tweak it and you make it your own.
You see a lot of videos nowadays,
trends.
It's trend. That's what it is. It's a trend, but it's who can make it funnier, who can tweak it a little bit,
right.
who can, you might do a trend that might get 1 million views. I'll do the exact same thing and I'll get 100 views.
Yeah,
right?
that's
so
right.
you still got to personalize it.
100%.
So it's not essentially, I just copied the trend, because you still got to personalize it.
Exactly. And that's what we do. Like, we personalize our videos to make it more Sydney, to make it more Australia, to make it more like that theme, you know what I mean? And give something for the Australian people.
How do you find the transition into long form content?
It was a difficult one.
Different world.
Very different world, man.
Yeah.
And it's like short content is it's easier in the sense where it's quick, fast paced. With long form, you got to keep the audience engaged for 30, 40 minutes and it's draining.
Yeah.
Like we do these shoots and people think, oh, it's easy.
You're there for a whole day.
Bro, we're there from 10 a.m. and we don't wrap up till about 3, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And that's because we do a lot of filming and a lot of organizing and guests and getting people on and doing these. I don't know if you've seen them. Have you seen the videos we do
I have
with the green suits?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Those ones are the hardest to do because we've got to organize 5 random people. We've got to bring them to a studio. We've got to obviously film. We've got to do reactions. We've got to do that and this and that. And it takes, man, 6-7 hours to film these videos.
And a lot more editing too.
A lot more editing. So we're lucky enough now to have an editor.
Yep.
But even that, man, like he's busy in his own things and you know, obviously like putting pressure on him, and it's a whole nother ball game.
Is that something you kind of want to focus on as well moving forward into the future? Long form content and more of that YouTube 100%. Sort of stuff?
Yeah, and that one as well, I think.
Because you can monetize YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube, they pay you. So YouTube itself pays you. And For the Boys, we want to actually turn it into a brand as well. And I think that's another thing that we want to go down. Like, so I've got my personal brand, but also For the Boys, we want to turn it into like its own brand.
Yeah.
You know,
its own
whether it's merch, whether it's, I don't know, product or something, you know.
You're doing pop-ups now as well.
Yeah.
Food hole,
yeah.
Spud hole,
yeah. Too many holes.
You posted another one the other day, a new one.
Yeah, saucy hole.
Yeah. Obviously,
hole.
that's all a play on the whole where the pothole where it all originated.
Yeah.
What's that transition been like? Because now you're going from, I'm doing social media. There's no staff. I'm just creating content and I'm posting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To now I've got staff, I've got produce, I've got to make food. People's opinion matters a lot more now. You know, there's hygiene.
That's right.
There's a lot more that goes into it because people don't realize how hard food is.
Yeah.
Food's really hard.
It's a whole nother ball game.
It's a whole nother ball game. So, A, what made you want to go down that path? You know, and B, what was that transition like?
So that one was, I wouldn't say it happened by accident as well. But that one was someone reached out to me by email just randomly, someone that's been in the food industry for a while. And they reached out to me and they said, look, we love what you do. Have you ever considered having your own concept, your own food brand or concept? And I looked at it and I was like, and this was well into my, obviously, food collabs and food videos and stuff like that. And I said, like, yes, like this is my calling. Like I've been wanting to do this because like I've been promoting all these other people's restaurants and food trucks and whatnot.
It starts to give you a taste as well, right?
Yeah.
Of what tastes good, what doesn't taste good.
Exactly right.
What combinations work.
Exactly. And it gives me a taste of like how marketing for food works. Marketing for food is very easy. It's like probably one of the easiest things to market. Like obviously you know with other brands, like you've got obviously your barber brands and clothes and things like that. It's a lot harder. It's a different niche. But with food, it's a universal language. Everyone loves food. Like everyone eats food. Everyone
loves good food.
Everyone loves good food.
Yeah.
So it's an audience like old, young, big, small. Like everyone loves food. Everyone wants food. So it's a big audience to tap into. So I looked at it as like, yeah, I've got the marketing. I don't know shit about business. I don't know shit about how to make a fucking 2-minute noodles. So I'm like, yeah, like I want to learn more. Like I want to know more of what's required of me. And then they're like, what we want to do is simple. We just want you to be the face of the brand and obviously be a part owner, but you have to do all the marketing. And I said, perfect. Like I'm down.
So everyone works to their strengths.
That's right. And they take care of all the, obviously the business side of things, the markets, the this and that, the staff and all that stuff. They take care of that. I take care of being the face of it and I take care of being obviously social media marketing of it. And it worked out perfectly because obviously they knew how to do the food and I knew how to do the videos. So it was just like hand in hand. And when I first announced it, it was like, I didn't know what to expect. And the first pop-up that we did was a disaster because it started raining.
Yeah.
Like it was raining for half the day.
Yes.
And although it was in Bankstown,
it was
cold and it was raining and, you know, like we didn't get anyone for the first like 2 hours. And I was just sitting there.
Your heart must have sunk.
Oh, my heart sunk because I was like, I put so much effort into this. I put so much work into it. I marketed it for like a month and a half before, and I was just pumping it. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like, bro, no one came.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, this is disaster.
Yeah.
And then people started rocking up, and by midday, it was just a massive line. And then it just went crazy. Like,
sold out?
Yeah, we sold out of spuds on the first day. And obviously people went crazy for the brisket spud. So that's been our OG one that stayed throughout every pop-up. And then we just started experimenting, man. Like we did in Ramadan, we did Dubai Hole.
Yes, at the night markets.
At the Liverpool night markets. And that one went crazy, bro. The Dubai cheese bomb. And you know,
this is all with the same person.
Yeah. Okay. So what we do with the same person is like we just do different
style of pop-ups.
Yeah.
So you know, it keeps it fresh, keeps
it
exciting.
And that's why I like it, because it keeps it fresh, and there's no, it's like
you're not tied down
with a food truck. You're a bit tied down, and it's hard because like you don't know how it's gonna stay relevant. You know, it's hard to stay relevant. But with these pop-ups, it's like different areas every time. Well, next week we're in Richmond. 2 weeks from that, we're in Bankstown, and then we're in Parramatta, and then we're here. So it's like always, it's always changing. So it keeps it fresh. I don't know whether I want to move down the route of a food truck yet. Mm-hmm. I'm still sort of discovering what works, what doesn't work, social media. But yeah, with that saucy hole, that's going to be, I don't want to say what it is.
Can you say much about it?
Nah. For now, it's still under the wraps, but it's something that I think that's going to be our big, next big thing.
Well, I'm excited to see what it is.
Nah, it's food's, man. Food's cracker. So it's a good industry.
How does it feel now? Like, you must get recognized a lot walking down the street. You know, people must, life's obviously changed for you. You're recognized as a social media personality. Yeah. So how does it feel now getting approached by people want to take photos with you, people that want to say hello or give their opinion on you? Yeah. What's that been like? How's that feel?
It's honestly been amazing, because it's like I never look at it as like a nuisance. I'm never like, oh, bro, I don't want to take a photo with these people and I don't want to talk to these people. Because I always look at it as like, without these people, I wouldn't have what I have. I wouldn't be on social media. I wouldn't have the following. I wouldn't have the opportunities that came to me. These people are the ones that put me in this position. So what? I'm not going to stop for 2 minutes to take a photo with them and have a chat with them. We'll have some interaction with them. So I love it. I've never had a bad experience, alhamdulillah, so far with, interactions in public and stuff. And it's all been love. It's all been great. And the amount of people that have come up to me and said, man, like, I've gone through a tough time, and obviously your videos have got me through that. And I'm a long-time supporter and I love what you do. And it makes it so worth it for all the hate comments that we get on social media. Yeah. Because in person, it's never like hate.
Well, people are never going to hate you to your face.
Nah. Right? It'd be weird, but like we've never had people hate me to my face. I've had people that undermine what I do.
To your face?
In an indirect way. Okay. So they'll be like, oh, like, yeah, like, how's the TikToks going? But the way they're asking it, you can tell they're just taking the piss. So I'm not rude to them, but what I'll do is I won't give them much, because I'll be like, well, if you're going to sit there and undermine what I do, then I'm not going to give you much. Like, I'm not going to sit there and talk to you about my social media and stuff. Have a good day.
Does it feel surreal when people recognize you?
It does.
Or does that feeling ever go away?
The surrealness?
Yeah.
It never goes away, because it's always like, well, how, like, I've never seen this person in my life, and they know me by name. Yeah. And that concept to me is I never sort of, like, you do get used to it in a way, but at the same time,
you never take it for granted.
Yeah, you never take it for granted. Nah, you never take it for granted. You're never like, oh, well, okay, well, this is just another interaction. No, it's always like, man, like, how do you? And it's the people that recognize me. It's like old person will come recognize me. Someone that's like not even Arab will come recognize me. I'll go to like Penrith the other day. We're in Richmond. Someone recognized me. We've been to Wollongong. People recognize. Like, it's crazy to think about, man. Like, all these people that, because you look at the number of views that you get. And you never sort of put it into perspective how many people are actually watching your videos. Yep. You look at it as like, okay, well, this is, even if it's like 20,000 views, you're like, that's 20,000 people.
A lot of people.
That's a lot of people. Put them in a stadium. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
And you don't know, and that's the beauty about social media. You don't know who's watching your content.
Do people trip out at all when they meet you in person? Because like obviously like a lot of your videos you portray yourself as a lebo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that was the come up, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And the way you talk and the way you
Yeah.
portray yourself online
Yeah.
is one thing.
Yeah.
But then when we meet you in person and we have a conversation with you, you're a completely normal bloke. You're an educated guy. You're an engineer. You're
100%.
So. Do you find people kind of trip out a little bit?
A lot of the time, yes, because they're like, especially when they found out I was an engineer.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, I thought you were a dropkick. Yeah. They're like, I thought you were on Centrelink. I'm like, bro, like, no, like it doesn't. But that's a stereotype.
Because you're a very well-spoken guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so it's I don't. Yeah, sometimes in my videos, I am the way I do talk is a bit different. Like I don't know. Sometimes I do exaggerate it for the content, but it's funny to me that people they're like, I don't know, like I expected you to be, or people actually expect me to be louder in person. Like they'll meet me, they'll be like, what? Like you're so
be very
quiet.
rowdy. Be very rowdy.
Like, bro, what do you expect me to start shouting about a pothole in the middle of a Woolies? Like, what do you hear? You know, like they'll meet me and they'll be like so shocked that I'm this quiet person.
Yeah. I won't lie, man. The first time I met you, we had a conversation inside Sneaker Hut.
Yeah.
And we just got into it about content and everything. And I realized, oh, holy shit, this guy's...
Yeah.
I remember speaking to my wife when I got home and I was telling her, I was having a chat to Mahmoud Ismail at Sneaker Hut and he's an engineer.
Yeah. It's a shock. It's a shock, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shock because what it is people just, they see you in a certain light and they automatically make
that's all they know.
That's all they know.
That's all they know.
That's
so
all they
you
know.
can't really blame them.
Yeah.
Because that's all
100%.
they know. That's all they've seen from you.
But what it is my social media is like I reckon it's only about 15% of who I actually am.
Yeah.
Because like behind the camera and behind everything is like, I'm a very personal person. Like I don't like putting my personal things on the internet. My skits and my videos and my food reviews and my whatever is just, that's a part of me.
That's true. You don't really show much of your personal life.
No, I don't. I don't like showing like my personal family, my personal relationships, personal friendships, things like that. I keep it off camera because at the end of the day, like I'm not automatically signing these people up to obviously my social media content. And, if they want to do it, they tell me, but they have their own personal lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people in my life, they're not on social media.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't put them on social media. Yeah, like I wouldn't shove a camera in their face and say, "Oh, look here, I'm with my," I wouldn't do that because it's like that's their life. I want them to have their own personal life, and what they do is what they do.
So what's the goal from here? Like, is there a long-term goal? Is there a long-term play, or are you still kind of taking it year by year?
So for me, I look at it as like when I was doing engineering, although you don't know exactly what's going to happen, you know like the maximum position you can get. So like if I was still an engineer, I'd know like maybe in 5 to 10 years, I can be a project manager. I can be like a certain role and I know exactly how much money I'm making. The beauty about what I do and the beauty about social media and what we do is that you don't know. Like you don't know in 5 years, you could be homeless or you could be a billionaire or you could even be whatever, like famous for certain things.
Completely pivot and do other types of social media, right?
That's right.
Of content. Yeah.
That's right. And I kind of, a lot of people fear that unknown and fear that that it can change that drastically. I don't fear it. I love it.
You welcome it.
I welcome it because I'm like, man, that's the beauty about it. That's what keeps it exciting. So I couldn't tell you the next 5 to 10 years where I'll be. I couldn't tell you. But all I know is I don't know. All I know is I'll be doing something, inshallah, that I enjoy. And with social media, I think I enjoy it. So I don't see myself making videos, obviously, into my 30s and 40s. Like I don't want to be making skits in my 30s and 40s. But I do want to head down the business path. And I do want to, obviously, be successful in that realm.
Build on your personal brand.
Build on my personal brand. And I think that's the direction I'm taking now. So yeah, my personal brand obviously is, obviously hopefully get married, inshallah, have kids and yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah. That's it. That's the way.
Mahmoud, man, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Appreciate it, man.
I feel like the listeners will be able to pick out a lot of gems from your come up and your journey. And it's very inspiring to see like where you were and what you've achieved in such a short period of time.
No, appreciate it.
So keep doing what you're doing, keep being you. And man, I have no doubt in the future, you know, no matter what you decide to do, you'll definitely excel in it. So
appreciate it, bro. And likewise, man, I love what you're doing, and obviously, you know, getting a lot of the role models in our community on this show. And I think you should keep doing it, bro. And it's obviously just stay consistent with it. And it's a good way for some of the younger generation and the youth to obviously look up to certain people and to know what to do with their life.
To get some direction.
To get some direction.
That was the whole point behind this
100%.
podcast, you know, bringing like-minded people like yourself to guide the younger generations through. Because I feel like we've lost touch with that 100%. Over the years. So
because there's a lot of people on social media now that anyone can have a platform. But obviously that's not the right thing sometimes, because some people, they spread the wrong message. So
that's right.
I love what you're doing, man, and keep spreading the right message.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Anytime, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.